If someone had told me that I'll be sitting down today making a video about my experience in Nigeria as a Nigerian, I'll call you a liar. But here we are. The last time I was in Nigeria was 2018. Since I came back from Nigeria in 2018, I never went back until recently. I was in Nigeria for the whole month of June, and today I'm going to dive into everything that has happened to me after not being home in a very, very long time. I don't know, should I start with the good things or the bad things?
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Delphina and I'm super excited returning back to you. So the introduction, right? I know you'll be wondering because it's been a long time I introduced myself this way. Yeah, it's like some of you have forgotten your Della baby. So just a reminder, yeah, that you should keep supporting this channel, share the video, and also press the notification bell in order to get notified whenever I drop another one. Don't you want to be the first to get notification? Do that already, guys. So today we are checking out a video of a Nigerian who lived in Ghana for 12 years, sharing her 1 month experience in Nigeria. Guys, I've never seen a very transparent Nigerian like this lady. Oh, now some Nigerians will be chopping her raw. You know what I mean? But then, as for me, I must say, I really appreciate her sincerity. That's just it. But then, guys, I don't have to waste much of your time. Let's get right into the video. And at the end of it, I'd love you to drop your opinion in the comment section. Let's watch.
I've been living in Ghana for the past 12 years. Good 12 years, okay, Charlie? We don't joke here. We don't play. I've been making videos about my experience living in Ghana. I also like exploring Ghana and also exploring the culture, the people, the food especially, okay? We don't joke with fufu over here. So I traveled to Nigeria by road. I traveled from Accra to Lagos by road. The journey from Accra to Lagos was very smooth. I can't even complain. I spent 2 days in Lagos and then I left to Abuja. Yeah, I left Abuja. As you can see, I was so excited to go back home actually because I haven't seen my family in like a long time. So I was really excited. When I tell you guys that I felt like a stranger in my own country, I am not even joking. I was literally trying so hard to survive in Nigeria. I know I haven't been home in a while, but trust me, a lot of things are just way crazy. I couldn't believe it. And before I even went to Nigeria, I watched some couple of videos of people talking about how Nigeria is before and how it is now, things I should expect and all those things. But I was like, it wouldn't be that bad. Trust me, it was that bad. The number one thing that actually shocked me, even though I knew that Nigeria is known for it, is corruption. When I tell you the corruption in Nigeria is very, very, very bad, it has gotten so worse that it has become like a normal thing, which is not supposed to be. So let me tell you guys my experience at the airport. I went to the airport. After checking in and everything, I decided to go to the restroom to pee. Now, in every airport in Nigeria, you will see that there's this poster of help us stop corruption and do not let anyone extort money from you, those kind of things. Very big joke because people will be standing under that poster and be asking you for money. Every single thing is about money. It's like if you don't give it, cry. You'll be feeling bad sometimes. I'm like, why should I feel bad for not bribing someone for something that is supposed to be free? The next thing that shocked me in Nigeria, hey, why is data so expensive in Nigeria? Almost all the network is not good. I remember when my friend was telling me to connect to the Wi-Fi when I was in the hotel at Lagos, and I was like, oh, I have enough data, guys. I later called my friend. I'm like, what? You didn't want me enough. You didn't want me enough about data in Nigeria. That's like one of the things that I spent most of my money on. How can data be so expensive on top bad network? Like what? You can't be charging that much with poor network. Nah, something has to be done, man. Another thing that shocked me is the fact that food stuff is now freaking expensive in Nigeria. I don't think there's any middle class in Nigeria anymore because even the middle class are suffering. I feel like only the rich people are really enjoying Nigeria. So you can imagine the poorest of the poorest. I don't even know how they are surviving at this point. The fact that there's insecurity everywhere. People going to the farm, herdsmen killing them. Farming has really reduced. Agriculture is not really booming in Nigeria anymore. Farming is now freaking expensive. It's dangerous. The amounts that you spend on just something small that you can eat, it's crazy. I know I used to say that Ghana is very expensive compared to Nigeria, but I'm telling you guys that it's not the case anymore. I don't know how we got there. It's very bad. Another thing that shocked me just because it's Abuja is the fact that there's still insecurity in Nigeria. I'm not going to lie to you, I was always watching my bag. I was literally scared of boarding public transport. I was really scared. scared. To be honest with you, even the Ubers are not 100% safe. You never know which of the public transport is one chance. Either they will use juju on you to rob you, or they will kidnap you, or they will just hurt you for nothing. Like at this point, I don't even know the reason why people do what they do anymore in Nigeria. Insecurity is still like a huge thing in Nigeria, and the fact that Abuja is suffering, the whole capital city, and I'm grateful that nothing has happened to me. We thank the Lord, because guys, it would have been another story. But yeah, thank God for safety, thank God for protection. So yeah, another thing that I was shocked that I was going to like experience is light issues. Where I stayed, there wasn't light issues. It felt like I was in Ghana. Whenever they take lights, they just bring it back like few minutes later. As long as you have prepaid, there will be lights. I even took 2 power banks to Nigeria, guys. I was really ready. But at the end of the day, I even like gave out one to my friend, so you could see that I didn't have any issue with lights. I was so shocked though. It was really shocking. Another thing that actually shocked me, even though I was expecting it, but I wasn't really expecting it to be that serious, was the fact that I was having food poisoning. Like I had food poisoning from the first day I went to Nigeria to the last day. For the whole month, anything I eat, whether spicy or not spicy, or still my stomach was not just having it. The fact that I was really excited to try everything that I haven't tried in a while, at some point I was even scared of eating. As soon as I stepped foot into Ghana and I ate Ghana food, that was it, gone. Like my stomach was back to normal. I'm like, hey, my country is rejecting now. The craziest thing that happened to me was the day that I'm supposed to fly back to Ghana. I booked the flight online. My surname is Charles, my middle name is Yakubu, and my first name is Janet. I booked the flight with Janet Yakubu. I didn't add Charles. And the flight from Abuja to Lagos was seamless. Nobody asked me any question. Now the next day was my flight to Accra. I even went early because me, I don't like anything missing flight. I went to check in, and then the guy checked my passport and everything. He was like, why is your surname not on the booking slip? And this guy told me that my surname is not there, so I can't fly. At first I thought this guy was joking. Maybe I made a mistake and I didn't add my surname, and but you have the system, right? If people can like do something about it, or maybe like charge an extra fee for that to change the name or something. This guy told me that there's nothing they can do about it. Imagine the frustration that was already chasing me from this country. Oh my god, I can't wait to go back to Accra, because at this point I am tired. I've never encountered such a thing when flying. To me, it didn't make sense. All my documents were there, from my ID card to my passport to my birth certificate. Everything was there. Like, it's me. I'm not trying to fly as somebody else. Guys, I was so frustrated. I started crying because that was my last money. And I had to start calling my friends, because like, how am I supposed to come back to Accra now? At that time, I couldn't even book another flight, because if I'm to book another flight, that would be like double of what I paid. So I had to wait for the next day. And me waiting for the next day means that I'm going to pay another hotel money to stay. Jesus Christ, I just wanted to be back to Accra. But have you encountered anything like that at the airport? Who was in the wrong? I feel like they are in the wrong, because this is something that they should be able to fix in their system. Maybe just charge an extra fee for that, not like cancel somebody's flight completely. That was how they told me that they would refund 70% of my money. Until today, they haven't refunded my money. I think I'm going to call them on Twitter this time around. I have to call them out. That's the crazy things, the crazy things that happened to me in Nigeria. Will I go back to Nigeria anytime soon? I do not know. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm back to Accra. What happened to me? Finally, I can breathe.
Guys, can you imagine? This is a Nigerian. When someone is going home, how did the person supposed to feel? Very happy, because the person is going home to meet his family he hasn't seen for a very long time. I must say that whenever I'm thinking of returning home, I'll be like, damn, are you sure you want to go back to Nigeria? If not because of my family, nothing will make me return to that very country called Nigeria. I won't lie, guys. But then here are the good things that you experience in Nigeria. We're done with the bad, right? Here are the good ones. Let's get right into it, guys.
One thing I actually love about Abuja is how serene everywhere is. Like, when you're driving in Abuja is a very beautiful city. Like, it has very serene environment. So driving home, I was just like looking out the window. It's like, I can't even believe that I'm back to Nigeria, One of the things that I actually miss about Nigeria is the food. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I'm in Ghana, I hardly eat Nigerian food. When I'm in Ghana, I just want to feel like I'm in Ghana. You know what they say, when in Rome, act like the Romans. When I'm in Ghana, I literally just like eating my fufu, my wache, everything Ghanaian food. That's what I want. I told myself when I go to Nigeria, I'll eat all the food that I haven't eaten in a while. One of them was moi moi. I like my moi moi, don't play. Shout out to my girl, Rauda. Rauda came into Accra a year ago. Yeah, so I took her around. And when I went to Abuja, because I haven't been home in a while, I didn't know my way around. So Rauda was the one that was like taking me around the first week to some of the best places. We went to the aquarium in Abuja. Yeah, I'm going to insert the video so that you guys can see.
These are sharks whiskers, yes. They belong to the family of catfish. Wow, yeah, they look yeah, they look like catfish. Same with this one. And then we have the tin foil. This looks like tilapia. This is so pretty. Ah! Are they following you? They are running away from me. You see that they are holding. Ah! They get scared. Hey, don't run away. The black one is an angel fish. Yes. How can angel be black? There's black angel fish, there's white, there's mixed color.
It was actually fun after we were invited for an art exhibition. Guys, when I tell you that Ghana was following me even when I was in Nigeria, because tell me why the place we went for this exhibition is called Ashanti. Yes, it's literally called Ashanti. That was where we went for the art exhibition, and I'm like, that's Ghana. They have like Adinkra signs and everything. I'm like, definitely this is owned by a Ghanaian. There's nothing you would tell me. So I was really excited. Even though I'm in Nigeria, I was still feeling the Ghanaian vibe. So yeah, it was actually nice. The fact that it was all female artists was actually very beautiful. I couldn't believe that we have amazing female artists that could do like amazing art. Like, I was super impressed. I was so happy.
On behalf of Mrs. Christine of Ashanti Gallery, we thank her and appreciate her for giving us the space to exhibit. So this exhibition is themed on spoken bonds, where we have 4 of us female artists. Lina Chizoba Plateau, Judith Yahaya, and Mariam Megida. Where's Mariam? Okay, so 4 of us are all here exhibiting today. You'll see our artwork displayed in different spaces.
Day I visited my best friend. See, we haven't seen each other since after uni. My friend is now a chef in one of the biggest restaurants in Abuja, period. Like, one of the core memories of my entire trip. Let me show you guys his reaction.
I just came to his workplace to meet him. I don't know how he's going to act, but let's see. Hey, bitch! Look at you! Oh my god, I miss you! I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
How many years?
Why shouting? So this is the waiting area.
Yes. You can also smell.
Sheesh. This is a bougie waiting area. Okay, let's go. Yeah, the reception. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm shy. Why am I shy?
I do pictures.
Woo, this place is nice, man. This is my vibe, you know. This is so cute. Oh my god. Where are all your friends? To a whole teacher. Hey!
They laughing to design this.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe this. Sorry. Hey! Wow. Chef Bakupe. Hey! I can't even believe this, guys. Oh my god. I'm so proud of my friend. Hola. Guys, we are at Truck Central, okay? Don't play. This is a Ghana place. Wow, they have wachi. I'll try their wachi. I'll try your wachi next time.
Ooh, so for those of you that don't know this is roasted plantain with fish, but in Ghana we just call it roasted plantain, but here it's called bole. Yeah, and this is how they garnish it. This is roasted yam.
Oh my god, my friend is so dramatic. Like, you could see that we've not seen each other in a very long time, but like the connection was still there, and he was just showing me around, you know. He even teaches students, and I was just like, oh wow, who would have believed? And yeah, that was such a cute moment. I promise you, I was coming to this place every single week.
to salvation. And I will find with the strength that I got until I die. So I am gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, and you will hear freedom calling, calling me to him. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on.
Shout out to all the people I met at Trust Central. The thing that I loved about going back home is the fact that I was having this nostalgia feeling of how things used to be. I could feel everything. I just feel that Jane, actually back to Nigeria. I was just feeling everything Nigeria, everything family. It was really good.